Many mid-level professionals suffer in their career due to lack of executive presence. This is one of the major reasons why they stagnate in their career, sidelined, and eventually laid off. One of the HR veteran told me that senior leadership position is like a club membership. It is by invitation only. So whenever executives know you very well and they know that you are going to fit into this club culture, then only you will get promoted. Let me ask one question. Executives, that is leaders who are 3 career level and above you, know your name well, know your face well, and whenever they are having any meeting where any topic is being discussed which is near to your expertise area, do they recall you and recommend your name? Many mid-level professionals, they do not have executive presence, and even if they have a little, there is hardly any recall value, and this hurts their career because for their promotion to senior leadership role, executives have a big say. Now let me ask another question. In your team, there must be a good number of people who are 3 career level below or more than yours. And do you remember each person's name, their contribution and their face? You will be remembering only few of them. So what they are doing it differently, which others are not doing it, and why they are having traits of an executive presence, which you are not having it, you are not demonstrating it. So there is one thing which differentiates them from the rest of the people, and that is what I am going to talk to you later. But before that, I am going to tell you what Harvard Business Review talks about executive presence traits. They say that there are 3 major components in executive presence. First is gravitas. Your decisiveness, your confidence matters a lot, together with respect to others and inclusivity. Second component is skillful communication. You should be having a good speaking skills. You should have a good command on Zoom, that is on online presence, and you should be listen to learn, and you should be able to read the audience. The third component is appearance. You should appear authentic. You should have a good in-person and online presence, and you should have fitness. Fitness does not mean six-pack abs, but it should show enthusiasm, energy, vigor, and also you should have a good dressing sense. These are the 3 components and 12 traits which constitute a good executive presence. Many mid-level professionals have some of them. They need to develop it, and once they develop it, then listen to my video until the end, where I am going to talk about one key skill which differentiates you from the rest of it in order to gain executive presence. And here I am going to share 3 stories and 1 movie scene. And if you have not already liked, shared and subscribed to my channel, which is having more than 150 videos, then please do it. First story. I conduct workshop for mid-level professionals, and when I ask them why they only knew few people who are 3 or more career level below them, so they say that they have stepped up when some sudden attrition happened and they have delivered the product without any impact. Some say that they are the go-getter because whenever there is anything critical happens, they volunteer and do it. There are many examples where certain people came forward and helped the project, helped the product, and also helped the middle level professionals. Also on probing, some of them said that during the break, whether it's a coffee break or whether it's a lunch break, they approached and they started conversing on topic of my interest, that is reading, traveling or hobby or some activities, and then they moved into some work related conversation. So even some of the juniors, they take initiative, approach, they do icebreaker by conversing into certain activities which is of common interest, and then they move to the work and contribution. Then why you don't do these things to your executives? Yes, each one of us is selfish, and whenever there is something exciting or interesting is there, then only we engage with others. So are you doing something with your executives which excite them, make them interested, so that they will be able to converse with you? Second story, I released my first book, Offshoring Secrets, with a foreword from renowned Indian American Vinod Khosla in the year 2008 at TAI, Southern California. I set up my stall with my books and I was very excited. And one of the organizer was of Indian origin, and his daughter, who was in high school, she set up also a stall where she was selling lot of Indian stuff. My time came, I talked about my book, I talked about the table of content, I talked about different sections, and I talked about my own experience. After the book talk is over, when I came for book signing, I saw a shorter queue in front of my bookstore and a longer queue in front of that Indian stall. I sat down on sofa and thought, mine is an intellectual property. Why my books are not selling? At that time, one New Yorker who was visiting California came to me and he had a center in Hyderabad. He asked me one question about Hyderabad center and I replied. Then he asked second question, I replied. Then he asked third problem and I resolved it. Then he said, why you didn't speak these things in your talk? Why you were speaking about how good your book is? What are the different chapters are? We are not interested in that. We are interested how your book is going to solve our problem. That was the moment I realized that rather than pushing how good my stuff is there, my work is there, my book is there, it should strike interest in others, it should benefit others, then only others will be interested. A few years later, famous Hollywood movie came, Jerry Maguire, where Tom Cruise was a sports agent and he was struggling to convince his client to sign a contract. There was one emotional scene, help me to help you. And Tom Cruise was begging that if you want to succeed, you have to help me to succeed so that I will be able to help you to succeed. So if you want to have an executive presence, you need to know what excites your executive, what type of activities they do, what type of hobbies are there, what interests them, and that is going to be your icebreaker of the conversation. And then understand what are their business challenges, what are their customer challenges, and how you are going to help them in order to resolve those. Instead, many mid-level professionals go present whatever they have it and just boast that how good they are doing it, which is of least interest to them. And that is how I got my promotion from senior director to vice president, which is my third story. It was the year 2007 when Infinera went IPO, and I, being the R&D center head of India, I thought I will get promoted from senior director to VP. No promotion came. In 2008, again I waited, no promotion came. And I know that for the promotion, my CEO has to agree. And I visit headquarters thrice a year. And in those meetings, I have an opportunity to interact with my CEO. Then in 2009, I got promoted. After that, when I went to headquarters, I met my CEO and asked him why you promoted me this time and why you didn't promote me in the past. And he said, in the past, I used to go with the laptop, open it and present how good we are doing it as an India center, how good we are expanding it, what are our deliverables, and that is of zero interest to me because we already know that how good you are doing it. And one day you stopped coming with laptop, stopped coming with presentation, and you start engaging in interesting conversation about how you can help Infinera in rest of Asia, in rest of the world, what are the challenges I am facing, and you started giving suggestion. That was the time when I decided that you are ready to become vice president. Bingo, that's what it matters, that are you striking into the conversation with an executive which is going to help them, because we human beings are selfish. We want somebody to help us so that we will be able to help you. So mid-level professionals, work on those 12 traits which are the foundational for you, and then try to help others in order to help yourself by knowing what excites them, what interests them, and take initiative. I hope you like this video. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.